not the cat is not just out of the bag. The bag doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, no bag. Invisible bag.
Oh, girl. The cat is, let the cat out of there is no bag
There's
again.
No bag.
They brought the cat out naked. Please introduce our guest. Your
I've been
baboko.
learning how to. Yes, my baboko, proudly so.
Yes.
You must say it. I've been. Ìdílé Oyè Olúwaṣeyìtàn Lawrence Alẹ́tìlẹ́.
Alẹ́tìlẹ́.
Don't
let them send you out.
They cannot send me out. They cannot send me out. You know, we are from town. I don't know where. So why am I always like this? You bring out the worst thing.
Me?
Don't listen to me.
You are stylishly hitting on your baboko.
I want one there. So.
Please.
Well, in case you don't know, he's the one that is professionally called
Seyilaw. Yes.
But I don't know what they call him politically. We'll get to that hopefully at some point. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Should we say congratulations, Gunners for Life?
Big congratulations. I forgot my jersey in the car.
Sorry, too late. You are in the studio now.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
Better. Don't talk.
I say nothing. After 22 years, what do I have to say?
We've won other trophies, between those 22 years, but this one is very important. I started supporting Arsenal in 1999 when Kanu got transferred to Arsenal.
I heard that from
it took a lot of us.
Too, yeah,
it took a lot of us to Arsenal. I remember my first ever jersey was a Teddy Sheringham jersey that my mom got for me. So, but when Kanu went to Arsenal in 1999, a lot of young people followed him there, and we became permanent fans of Arsenal. And we haven't relented. And by tomorrow, we should be lifting our trophy. We've won already. That's the league. And by the 30th of March, after we win the UEFA Champions League, we also make record as the first team in Europe to win the golden UEFA Champions League.
Are you done?
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm not
talk about Seyilaw because
I'll be Arsenal law. Arsenal law.
No.
Because I don't understand again.
You don't understand?
No, I'm just saying that because it's going on and on. Arsenal law is no longer changed.
We are not changing that name.
That name is very important.
Very important.
Unless we want to have Seyilaw Football Club.
Well,
we might.
You know.
See, I don't burn vision now.
Yes.
We might.
I don't burn vision.
We had Abiola Babes, right?
Yeah.
So we can also have Seyilaw FC.
See?
You see?
Aquarium has a football club. It's Roro FC.
Yes. When you established that club, remember that we were for the first to give you the idea.
Exactly.
Before Abramovich will come and bite. How's it been?
It's been amazing. It's been
First of all, tell
great.
us how you are able to take all the basketballs online. How are you able to talk? How are you able to keep a straight head? And I don't know.
I think over the years I've learned a whole lot. At first it was bars, bows, bars for bows, bows for bars, But it got to a point I started understanding things because we learn from experiences and all those stuff. And it got to a point I just told myself, if God has done this much for me and somebody who is so faceless online is coming to insult you, even God will be angry if I keep entertaining them, And I also discover along the line that the more you reply them, the more they keep coming. And my choice is my choice. You understand? My choice is my choice. I don't care what anybody says. have decided, like the popular gospel song, to follow Jesus. I have decided to be a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu
But we will not be
fan.
campaigning here this morning. So, but the reason I asked that question is because of, you know, what it takes. People don't seem to know, you know, the function of freedom of speech anymore.
Yeah.
I think, was it Putin or Idi Amin that said, freedom of speech is your choice, but freedom after speech,
yeah,
is what I cannot guarantee. So, so that's why I asked that question. But another thing that I want to, as we say on the street, touchlight small. Career transition.
Yeah.
I don't think you have transited. I think you are just putting your two legs in the same two different pools. But for people who may not be able to combine the two, or even those who may be able to combine the two, what would be your counsel to them? Because you've been able to keep a straight head, you've been able to keep the balance, still hold your comedy space while you are still playing actively, you know, as a, you know, a public official in your state. How are you able to hold that for those who need that kind of balance as well? Since now we are calling everybody to not sit on the fence and be a part of the problem solving, whatever, in Nigeria.
You know, one of the, you know, today you spoke about biodiversity, and while I was watching, I was trying to understand certain things, and I discovered that, you know, the world is a funny place. It's only in the world that we'll go to the forest, we cut it down, we clear it off, we build houses, and then we now pay money, travel somewhere else to go and watch what we destroy. You know, so the world itself is a very funny place. So for me, I had done comedy for several years, and it got to a point, I started telling myself, for every time we travel outside Nigeria, for every time we do our jokes, we seem to be beating down on the country. You know, it's always good that something is the butt of the joke. And that's, you know, brings a lot of laughter. But after several years, I start thinking to myself, is it that there is nothing good about Nigeria that we can share even when we crack our jokes? You understand? And I decided that I want to start seeing the good about Nigeria, and I want to start amplifying it. And in saying that I was going to start doing that, somehow I said to myself, I cannot just be talking about it if I'm not also actively participating in, you know, policies. And, you know, policies is driven by politics. If you're not actively participating, the people that you elect who are going to be making policies that will shape your life, you understand, will either be in your interest or against your interest. And so I said to myself, no. I had to be active, because I remember clearly that in 2012, when you know, there was the clamor that Jonathan shouldn't remove fuel subsidy and all those stuff. You know, I remember that we gathered at Ojota, and when it was my turn, I went on stage, and while people were saying they shouldn't remove fuel subsidy, I remember that I went on stage and I was saying that we shouldn't say they shouldn't remove fuel subsidy. What we should say is, if you remove fuel subsidy, how are we sure that the money won't be looted? Would you be accountable? You know, that was what I was saying then. And a lot of people, you know, at some point, I remember the late Joe Odumaki came, and is it Yinka Odumaki now?
Yeah.
Came
Right.
on stage and took the mic from me and saying, I'm not saying what the people want to hear. Yeah, I remember. He took the mic from me. And down the line, years down the line, we kept complaining that subsidy was a fraud. You know, eventually this president came and he removed it. So while some people were unable to think for themselves at that time, I was already thinking that this thing is not the right thing. I thought about it then. So now, if I am now saying that, okay, because I wasn't talking, because people were not supporting me then, and I decided, oh, now I will not support anybody that wants to remove the fuel subsidy. where would Nigeria be today when we are almost 6 months away from collapse before this administration took over?
You're campaigning again. I know the temptation is going to be there. So again, let's talk about your industry and the fact that, which is one of the things that I see in music.
Yeah.
They call it conscious music. And music was one of the instruments that Nigeria used to fight apartheid, whether by omission or by commission. Same thing for jokes. How do you think we can get to a point where even our comedy is, should I say, nation building? I think that's where you are. And I listened to The Intelligence of Trevor Noah quite a few times. I listened to this other guy, this ventriloquist, you know, from time to time as well. I listened to a few of those guys, you know, outside there. I listened to Ali Baba. I mean, he has this fine balance and all of that. It seems that maybe there needs to be a campaign, how we make even entertainment functional. If we used it to fight apartheid back, you know, then, forget what South Africans are doing now. How do you see a pathway to that as an artist?
Yes, there is a pathway, but it's a difficult pathway right now. Because what Nigerians are consuming, what some Nigerians are consuming online, it's not the intelligence of the joke, it's the fun part of it. And so when you go on stage and then you drop those mind-provoking thoughts that has to do with a lot of thinking and reasoning, it might not get the kind of reaction that you want as a comedian. You know, a musician can sing, he's on tape, you know, he will come, he will sing, he will go. People will still listen to his tape as they go home. But that is not for comedy. You get your result instantly. So somebody comes and then you try to be, you know.
You make it sound like an exam.
You are trying to be very intelligent and you're trying to weave all those things together. And then by the time you drop the line and you're expecting people to grasp it and then they don't get it, you start wondering what is happening. I remember there was a time I was somewhere and I did a particular joke, yeah? And I said, you know, there's this thing that happens. You go into the restroom in restaurants or hotels and those places, and you see people write on the wall. And then I said, I went to a particular restaurant and I got into the restroom and I saw on the wall that Nigerians should give me the opportunity to do a third term so that I can stabilize our democracy. And then I saw under it, I saw OBJ, you know? And then I was looking, wow. So Babatu writes on the wall. And then I saw under it, do you think you are the only one that can stabilize our democracy? Give other people chance. I am also available. Then I saw under it, I saw Atiku. And then I looked under again, I saw the vehicle, the ship of Nigeria's democracy is heading towards the Bermuda Triangle, and it's going to disappear if we don't take time. And then I saw that Reverend Chris Okotie, and then I saw under Only Fools Write on Doors. Then I saw under it Professor Wole Soyinka. Now, when I cracked that joke, not many people grabbed the joke. Not many people. So now, then you want somebody to do intelligent jokes like that.
Yeah, but so I understand the risk. I understand the risk, you know, but if maybe you guys are going to have to do some research on your own.
Yes.
You're going to have to do your own research. Because if Trevor Noah can do it, he cracked a joke dissing President Biden right in front of him. And the guy laughed. If you do it for your DSS.
you know, so these are some of the things. The way people, do you know that there are Nigerians that pick up other people's battle without the person? You know, and
well, you know, I understand it's a slippery
so it's a little bit tricky. One has to be very careful. You see somebody, for example, I'm seeing the maybe a minister who is my friend. Do you understand? And because somebody just think, oh, Seyilaw is a comedian. And then I see the minister, who is probably very close with me in terms of age. And then we're shaking, and then I'm saying, Baba, oh, you understand? And we are, and then another person from his office is taking a person and he's saying, why could he shake minister like that? Who is he?
See?
Do you understand? So it is tricky, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't even try.
Because what you said is very, very important.
Yeah.
Someone has to be, or something has to be the butt of the joke. It can't be a country. You know, I mean, I don't know what you think about. Do you see a chance? Maybe the challenge is that of engagement, because I understand that there was a time when the U.S. government, for instance, you know, called Hollywood, said, guys, we need to launder the image of our country. Do you think there's such a need in our nation as well, where the authorities come and say, all comedians, all producers of music, all movie makers, you all sit down, let's have a conversation about how we make Nigeria look better?
I think that has to happen. And I'm not seeing it happen with the people in government, most especially from our creative economy. You know, and this is it. You cannot start dictating for people who have done it by themselves on what you want them to do. So you have to come in with some form of support, you know, and these are part of the low-hanging fruits that we keep talking about. Oh, we want to build an arena, we want to do this one, we want to do that one. Those things are long-term. What are the low-hanging fruits? You have to come to these people's community. We have to get the entertainers, we have to get from the comedians, the musicians, we have to get everybody. We have to come into a room and tell ourselves the honest truth. In America today, there is a bomb blast somewhere, there is a shooting somewhere. Nobody is putting those images online. You're not going to see those images online. Not because those things are not happening, but because it speaks badly about the whole country. And America is not saying, Hollywood, come and do this, and without giving them some certain level of incentives. You have to, something has to give for some, it is marketing. If your administration, you know, we are still in the era where people think, oh, they are paying influencers to do this. No. Those things are long gone. Politics has moved beyond that. It is now national building. It is now perspective. And to put those perspectives out there, people have to be paid. Nobody wants to give out their services. Unlike somebody like me who would probably come and do things for free, and people will accuse me of getting paid.
Especially the fuel cost. You wanted to ask a
question. You know, so how have you been able to marry, you know, all of this together? It's, in terms of, you know, your trade and all that. You know, how have you been able to marry both? You know, speaking about national issues, being vocal about certain things, and still, you know, plying your trade as a comedian?
Yeah, right from the beginning, I knew that I was venturing into a territory that was going to impact my trade. I knew from the beginning that I was going to impact my trade. But what I told myself is, I'll keep being funny, no matter what. I'll keep being funny. But at the same time, I would not allow being funny to jeopardize the kind of nation that I want to see. And so, once in a while, I make demands. You know, it got to a point, even when I put some certain things to call out the government to make, people still come to abuse. And then when I stop talking, they come again to say you are not talking. So you can't please everybody. So the moment you know it, choose what you want for yourself and follow it holistically. And that's what I'm doing. It is when I want to talk, I talk. When I don't want to talk, I don't talk. You know, there's a name in my village. They call it Megbodofo. It's an Ilaje name, Megbodofo. You know, it means I shouldn't talk. But the full name is Megbodofo, Melefaifowadodi, which in my language it is translated as I shouldn't talk, but I cannot, because of not talking, turn to dumb. You know, so it means that no matter what, I would talk when I think I should talk. And when I don't think I should talk, I'll keep quiet. And when you pay money, I will talk to make you laugh. But when it's national issue, I will do it for free.
So your anniversary, I mean, your anniversary celebration, we've not talked about that. What inspired the MIC
Mike Tyson.
Tyson, not M-I-K-E.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. What happened?
Yeah, you were at the show. You were at the show. You got ticket. You were at the show, and you saw how beautiful the show was. I was on stage for about 1 hour.
Yeah, yeah.
And what actually inspired that was a younger colleague. We went for an event, and I was I was called to perform at that event. And when I went on stage, in the comedy sense, you say, you destroy the stage, and have people laughing. And it was a very short performance. It was a performance was about 10 minutes. So I just went, and then the crowd erupted, and I just left the stage. And when I was leaving, I just said, make I not talk too much. And so when I got there, the guy said, Baba, the way you destroy everywhere, you say you don't want to talk too much. Yeah, Mike Tyson. He gave me that name. Dickin Abino is his name. So he gave me that name, Mike Tyson. So when I was going to celebrate my 20 years on stage, I just remembered the name. And I said, let me honor this boy who has honored me so much. He will always be with me when I go to Abuja for events. He will take my bag. He will do recordings for me and all this stuff. And I said I was going to use my 20 years on stage to honor him.
Oh, wow. That's so nice.
Don't worry. You know this is not your last time.
No, I will always come.
Thank you so much for your time.
You've spoken about biodiversity because I listened to your program. You've spoken about biodiversity, you've also spoken about health, and sometimes these are some of the things that we want to build jokes around. Because sometimes we need to take our craft beyond just making people laugh to also educate.
Absolutely. Because if without education or information, entertainment, I think it's empty.
For example, I lived for a long time. I lived in Ikorodu, and then at some point I moved to Lekki, and I was living very close to the Lekki Conservation Center. And for a very long time I didn't visit. And when you're talking about biodiversity today, I just remember that eventually I visited, and a lot of us too in Nigeria, we're not even looking in that direction. They don't visit those places. They don't encourage it.
You want to start another
I've been there.
Let's
I've been there, and I climbed that.
You climbed?
I climbed. Hey.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. You guys can continue your in-law conversation. Idilioye Oluwaseyitan Lawrence.
Powerful name.
Professionally known as Seyilaw, one of Nigeria's leading stand-up comedians and TV hosts. He's a senior special assistant on entertainment and tourism to the Ondo State Governor. We appreciate your time again today.
Thank you for having me.
Just so that people know that you are still in government. I can always bring contract to you. That's the show today. Thank you so much for the privilege of being a part of your morning. I'm Ayo Makinde.
And I'm Joke Rogers. See you next week.